Ready to start your own business? Have a small business already? Or maybe you have a great idea for a business but just don't know where to begin. Get a practical, nuts and bolts business education in just 15 minutes. Check out the $100 MBA Show, a Best of Apple podcast winner with over 2 million downloads per month. It's where business school dropout and successful independent entrepreneur Omar Zenhom shares real world lessons on starting, growing, and scaling your own business. On the $100 MBA Show, Omar shares what he's learned over years of entrepreneurship, including building his own SaaS company from the ground up with zero outside funding. From book reviews to special guests to listener Q&A and more, the $100 MBA Show offers lessons you can put to use right away. Whether you're an established entrepreneur, a side hustler, or just someone with a business idea. Subscribe to the $100 MBA Show on your favorite podcast app right now. That's $100 MBA Show on your podcast app or 100mba.net. Welcome to the Frugalpreneur podcast. I am your host, Sarah St. John. This episode is what I refer to as a showcase episode where I feature a bootstrapped entrepreneur and they briefly share their tips, tricks, tactics, techniques, and tools that help them bootstrap their business and the successes and failures along the way. My hope is that each of these showcase episodes will provide at least one valuable takeaway that you can implement right away in your own bootstrap business journey. Now, on to the episode.
My background is in public accounting. I worked for the largest global accounting firms. I was an employee there for many years. And then along the way, when my family and I moved to Atlanta and I started to meet other entrepreneurs, and I had the opportunity to start selling a little bit, and I realized that I could sell just as well as anybody else. And that gave me some confidence, and I started selling accounting services more and more. And I realized that I was pretty good at it. And most of all, it was a very creative and people facing thing to do. And I really liked it. And I then started my own accounting firm, and I've been very successful with it, and I really enjoyed it. And the lesson that I've learned from this is that anybody who's an employee can make the switch to being an entrepreneur, and it can be one of the greatest things that you will ever do for yourself. So yes, I was able to bootstrap the business. I'm in a service business, public accounting, and the only thing that I really needed was a computer. I started working from my home office, and I really had very, very minimal expenses. Like I said, I just needed a computer and a printer and a desk at home. And beyond that, there wasn't much else that I needed. I, of course, started an LLC for my company, which I tell everybody to start when they start their own accounting firm. That's very, very inexpensive to set up an LLC and get a employer identification number from the IRS and open up a bank account, and then you could start. And in those days, we were big on business cards, so I think I had business cards printed out. But beyond that, there were hardly any other expenses required. I would say that the biggest failure in bootstrapping was not charging enough for my services. Pricing, in my opinion, is the hardest part of being an entrepreneur and running your own business. And in the beginning, I was perhaps embarrassed to charge what I was worth. And so I wasn't charging enough, but that's okay. That's part of the learning experience. And over time, I was able to increase my wages, or rather to increase prices to a point where I was being paid the value of my services, and that I was able to hire other staff. And now, fortunately, we have 12 people working at our CPA firm. So that's something that I'm really proud of. And as far as successes in bootstrapping, what I have learned is that the most powerful type of marketing is SEO, search engine optimization. And I learned how to do it myself. It didn't cost anything. You can watch YouTube videos, learn how to do SEO, and follow those videos, do what it says, and you will see that your phone starts to ring. And you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay for advertisements. You can pretty much do it yourself. And that has been the most powerful marketing technique that I have used. And that has helped my business grow over the past several years. As I mentioned before, search engine optimization or SEO is the most valuable tactic or trick that I have learned along the way to grow the business. It has made the biggest impact upon the phone ringing rather than having to go out and search for clients. When you use search engine optimization and you can do it well, they eventually come to you. And then you get the phone ringing and you have people emailing you and what's called inbound sales. And that has been extremely successful. On a on perhaps a more practical perspective, as your business starts to grow, it gets a little bit more complicated with people paying you and owing money. It's very important to have an organized set of books. And along the way, I adopted QuickBooks Online, and that has helped a lot as far as being organized. And make sure that you reconcile your bank account every month, because if you forget that and you let months and months go by, then you get confused as to what you spent money on, and it's very hard to organize and know who owes you money and so on. And then as you grow a little bit bigger beyond that, it's great to get administrative support. Along the way, I was able to get an admin person part time working remotely, and that has made a huge difference. She was able to help with answering the phone and sending out engagement letters and emails and so on. And those are some tips and tricks which help me to grow and scale the business. Just a couple last thoughts. As I said in the beginning, I was an employee for large companies for a long time, and I know what that's like, and I know why I did it. It gave me a lot of security and stability. But know that is know that so long as you have some creativity within your heart, then you're able to run your own business, and you can really do it. You don't need a lot of investment. You don't need funds, especially in our current world with the internet and the worldwide acceptance of remote working. It's become so much easier and so inexpensive to bootstrap a business and make it grow. And as long as you can open your heart to talking with people, talking about what it is that you do, what your service is, or what your product is, and have the confidence that you have something good, that people are going to be interested in it, and then you'll be able to sell that and grow your business. So I wish everybody a lot of success. If anybody ever wants to talk with me about growing a business, I'm more than happy to do that. I've done it myself, and I do it for lots of my clients. They are welcome to reach out to me anytime. Happy to help.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you haven't already, don't forget to grab your free PDF copies of my latest books at frugal.show/free. Until next time.